Ready? Hi everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
Happy World Fringe Day to you all.
Fringe Day.
How are you both?
Happy World Fringe Day. Very good.
Good. We've got Michael here from Orlando Fringe and Kate here from Brighton Photo Fringe. And we are very eager to hear about your festival. So can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your Fringe? How about Kate?
Shall I go first?
Yep.
Okay. I'm Kate. I'm festival manager at Brighton Photo Fringe. We've been going for since 2003. And we're every 2 years to coincide with the PhotoWorks Biennial. This year we'll be running from the 29th of September to the 27th of October. So it's normally the full month of October. And we're a collaborative platform providing opportunities and peer support for emerging and existing lens-based artists.
So you have quite an unusual fringe because you are primarily visual arts photography, which
yes, it is visual arts.
Yeah, and so that sets you apart from other fringe festivals. And so, do you think that you're a fringe of anything, or are you a fringe of fringe photography?
We are. It is funny that we're a fringe of anything. I think we've developed into our own existence in a sense. Visual arts goes far beyond just what we see as photography. Like it is very much about, like, our theme this year is about developing new ways of seeing together. So it's looking at completely different formats. It's looking at how people engage, whether it's people who are not photography affiliated, whether they're just coming in from different backgrounds, and how they use it. Because today it's a new language, and because we're not just Brighton, we're in Hastings, and we're also in Worthing, which are kind of neighboring towns. It's kind of becoming like a fringe.
Yeah.
And there's like talks around it. We talk to people who do podcasts on it. So it's more about just engaging communities on a kind of democratic level, like art, visual arts and photography with artists and people.
Yeah, I live in Brighton, so I have been to your photo fringe.
You're well aware.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, we'll come to you in a sec, Michael. I'm just wondering, for artists, do they register in a similar way to fringes? Is it open access, or do you curate it?
It's open access, so we have a list of open calls at the moment. So there's a solo show exhibition. There's one for moving image, so film. There's also one for collectives, and we have for curators. And then as well, you can just get a venue anywhere in Brighton, anywhere in the fringe venue. Just drop me an email, let me know you're exhibiting, get part of our brochure, sign up, and we'll promote you. So you can just be having an exhibition anyway, and like a normal fringe. But we also try to have a hub, so we have places for people to start and work around, and also give opportunities, because the other exhibitions, our solo show is sponsored by our print partner Metro Imaging. So like there's no cost to the artist to produce their own exhibition.
Wow, cool. Fantastic. Thank you. Michael, tell us about Orlando Fringe.
Orlando Fringe is the oldest fringe in the United States. We are going on we just finished our 27th year. We are a performing arts festival, more traditional fringe, but we follow the Canadian model, the CAF model, which is unjuried, uncensored, 100% of the ticket sales back. We select our participants via lottery. We do have a visual arts element, our visual fringe. So we do have visual art galleries where we sell the art and display and sell the art for the artists and give 100% of the sale back to them. We try to bring together with Orlando Fringe all different elements of the arts community. So we have several music festivals within the festival. We have a kids festival. We have a visual art festival. We have an element for adults with developmental disabilities. We bring in all different genres of performance into what we do. Hey, Jem Rose is popping in.
Popping in, yeah. I don't know if we can't see you, Jem, but we can. I think we might be able to hear you. Nope. Sorry, Michael, carry on. Interrupted you. Carry on. Sorry.
It's all right. So I mean, that's Orlando Fringe. We're one of the larger fringe festivals, though not the largest in North America. We last year had about 130 shows, about 52,000 in ticketed attendance. But we're more of a kind of this mid-tier second level of size of festivals in North America, though none of them in North America compare to the size of Edinburgh or Adelaide, mostly because the model does not, it's not the same. It's not that open access where everybody participates. It's the lottery system.
And why do you think that Fringe festivals are important? I mean, why is it important for Orlando to have a Fringe?
Orlando, I think one of the most important things for us as the community is we have a lot of artists that are working year-round in the entertainment industry, in the theme park and tourism industry. We're the largest tourist destination in the United States. So we attract artists from all over the world, but every day that they do the same theme park show and their soul starts to die, they need that outlet to be able to do their own creative work and to express themselves creatively. So for our artistic community, it is absolutely integral for them. But also, I mean, to be able to bring in touring artists from all over the world, 50% of our shows are from national and international acts. That I think kind of helps our local community get to see some of the really exciting work that's happening around the world and keeps us connected.
Amazing. Oh, look,
and I think what we're starting to do too is exports. So a lot more of our local acts that are being successful at Orlando Fringe are now starting to go and tour across the United States and Canada. And I think I'm probably a big part of that since I'm producing
touring
3 shows
right now
this year.
Yeah, so you're seeing it from both sides.
Yeah, I'm in Toronto at the moment.
Yeah,
no, yeah.
What's that, Holly?
You're seeing it from both sides as a Fringe producer and a Fringe performer, or a producer of a Fringe performance as well, which is really interesting. So you're getting both perspectives. Do you feel like that's helping?
Yeah,
is that helping you as a Fringe manager?
I think so. I certainly hope so. I mean, getting to see what the artist goes through and what the artist experiences firsthand. We're doing 7 different festivals this year with the show I created with my girlfriend Josephine. And getting to see that side of it really does help, because I'm looking at it and going, wow, we've been doing that for a long time, and that's probably not the best way to do it. It's not the most convenient for the artist. Maybe we can find better avenues to serve them. So yeah, I think it is really helpful.
Yeah, fascinating.
Zach?
I want to say hello to Zach, who's just popped in from Charm City Fringe.
Hey everyone, can you hear me now?
Hi Zach.
How are you doing?
Am I audible?
You are. We can hear you now.
Yes.
If you could turn the light on, that would be amazing.
That's all right.
Don't worry.
Jem seems to be here twice now, so I don't know.
Tell us about your Fringe, Zach.
What's that?
Tell us about your Fringe festival, Zach.
Oh, sure. Where would you like me to start? What can I include for y'all? Anything? So let's see. We're entering our 7th year this November, and we just actually had our adjudications close and accepted all of our artists. I actually was just emailing out some follow-ups to them, and we're excited. We've gotten some really great support from our arts district. There are 3 arts districts in Baltimore, and we moved to a new one last year, and they've been really great with helping us to find venues, make connections with different artists, making connections within the city. It's been like a really nice year of growth for us. The first 5 years were a little bit slower, I think, because just there's a lot of room for growth in Baltimore's theater scene and art scene in general. And so we're kind of walking the line of pushing that growth forward and also having to, of course, grow as that happens. So it presents its own challenges, but also benefits, because we get to be kind of on the forefront of it.
And do you use are you part of CAF, the Canadian Association of Fringe Festivals? Do you use that model?
We don't. We're looking to go to that model. Right now we give 80 to 100% of tickets to artists, and that's really the biggest thing. we also are adjudicated for anyone who's using a venue that we provide. And the reason we do that is simply because we found that early on we would get a lot of one-person shows that apply early, like in the application process. And we wanted to make sure that we have like a good range of artists and genres and diversity in the festival.
Great. And someone else has just come in. Hello, Jem.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, we're good. How are you?
I'm all right. It's morning. I'm looking at the 21st. Okay, properly.
I'm not sure that we can hear you properly.
It's that Canada broadband, I think.
Can you hear us okay, Jem?
Hear you, yes.
Okay, it's better now. Well, you are a prolific Fringe traveller. Can you tell us about the Fringe festivals you've performed in and what you've done there?
I'm trying to do the maths. I think this is number 125, and I think I've done more Fringe festivals than anyone else. So the other person who might have done more is Alex Dallas, who I'm meeting for the football match in about 3 hours' time, but she can't count. I mean, every time we do her math, we come to a different answer.
Yeah. So, you needed a tally.
She started in 1982, so I first did Edinburgh in 1996. But the bulk of the one, I do kind of one a year, but the bulk of the ones I've done is the Canadian tours. I've done every year since 2003. I've done at least 7 Fringes. So now I'm kind of, is everyone here an organizer of a Fringe? I'm a performer and I've never run one. And so I'm down at the coalface getting grimy and sweaty.
Yeah.
I have beside the computer, I have a Stanley TR-150, which is
You're well set. You're a true Fringer with that in your hand.
You must have had those, Kate, as well.
Yeah, but I've been around a table in Winnipeg before, and there've been 5 of these around the table. That's when back in the day it was the truly necessary. Yeah.
Is that necessary? Jem, tell us briefly why you stick to the Fringe circuit and why you've done so many. What draws you to perform at Fringe festivals?
Same thing that always did all along, really. It's because I can do whatever the hell I like. I don't have to answer to anyone in any artistic way. I don't have to jump through any aesthetic hoops. There are no curators. There are no gatekeepers. There are none of those dull people who say no to you or yes for reasons I don't necessarily agree with. And they are doable. I mean, they're tough. I'm certainly having a rough time at Toronto, which is a Fringe that I really like, and I'm having this biggest Fringe ever. But the point is that, yes, that they are doable. No one can keep you out. No one can say no to you. I can come up with crazy ideas. I do come up with really quite crazy, concentrated ideas kind of shows. And then they just have to make sure that you're creating something the audience wants. And they're at the big ones. There really are a lot of audience out there. So you can do this. So, some people play straight. Lots of different ways of doing a show, and a Fringe festival is glorious in the range of intents and takes. It does make it for a huge amount of fun. And one thing, apart from all the aesthetic thing, it's just apart from the fact that we are a gang. It is the best bunch of people I've ever hung out with.
Yeah.
Always a bit of a back stealiness, money, and a rip off. And the Canadian Fringes are not like that. Really, we really do kind of look out for each other, though you are your own wagon on the train and you are totally self-supporting. You're making your own money, your own success. But you are with a gang of other, genuinely really quite beautiful people for the summer. And it is that thing of being with all those people that makes the life wantable. Because if it was just about the money and it was rough and it was, you're stuck in a hotel room or a billet the whole time with no one, just by yourself, I think it would be too tough. But it's the fact that we are a tribe. I am the tribal elder, by the way, in this.
And you and Michael are in the same town, I think, at the moment.
Yes.
Kate, I was wondering, for you, do you find that you launch the careers of visual artists and photographers, filmmakers, or do you find that your artists continue in the Fringe circuit?
Well, actually, we aim for both, to be fair. We do like to launch. So it is, a lot of the open calls are aimed at emerging, maybe people who are just graduated, or people who are coming from maybe a self-taught background and they're looking for the next step. So a lot of things may require that you will have one solo show or been involved in one exhibition, but we certainly don't expect you to like go on and to have like the most amazing career ever, but we hope you do. But you know, whether you don't have time for that, whether you only do it part-time, whether it's just a hobby, you may come back into the Fringe many times just for that aspect alone, or you may come along, win our solo show, get picked up by, you know, a curator or somebody in the industry, and go from there. We've had a multitude of success stories at the Photo Fringe, and it engages visual artists from all over the world and supporting them locally as well. So really, we try and do both.
Amazing. Before we go, it's World Fringe Day, so I just want you to kind of give us a little bit of a nugget on why you think Fringe festivals are important. Michael, please go ahead.
I think Fringe festivals give voice to independent performing artists. It teaches artists to be entrepreneurs, to be marketers, to be business people, as well as creative artists. And it gives an opportunity and a voice to people who may not have the chance otherwise. I think it's absolutely crucial. It is the birthplace of the most innovative and exciting performing arts and creative arts in the world. Yeah.
How about you, Zach?
I mean, definitely echo what Michael said, but I would say, you know, at least here in Baltimore, it's this amazing way for the audiences also to get involved and discover new artists, you know, to challenge them, and for people to get, you know, in front of different artists and discover and challenge themselves, you know, in ways that they might not otherwise be able to do. You know, even though traditional theater and all these other different forms of art are phenomenal, I think Fringe, because of what Michael said, it being so avant-garde and allowing artists to do new things and self-promote, and as Jem was saying, you know, there's no one saying no. You can really see anything at the Fringe, and so it's a real benefit to our communities that we serve.
Yeah. Here. Kate, why do you think Fringe festivals are important?
Yeah, pretty much just expanding about what Michael and Zach said. It is about giving a blank canvas to the artists and helping them kind of push the boundaries, but it's also about engaging the community and like bridging the gap between the artists and people who don't create art but actually can appreciate and understand it in different aspects. I do think, you know, especially any person in the creative industry, and I mind them even being a photographer or visual artist, it can be quite a lone wolf industry. So to kind of come out and see people react to your work and the projects that you produce and actually engage with that audience, as opposed to just putting something online and never really having proper engagement besides just comments. I think that's quite important as well for the Fringe.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Jem, why do you think Fringe festivals are important?
I think it's cheap mass theatre. Cheap times mass equals, and it is art theatre at a human and immediate level. So basically, you can see the glisten of sweat on the performer from just a few feet away. And that, in this age of remove and everything being digitalised, they do love that close proximity and immediacy.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, here. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. It's been a pleasure to meet and see you. And I'm sure I'll catch up with you, or we'll catch up with you individually at some point in the future. Good luck with your Fringe travels, everyone. And
thank you.
We'll see some of you in Edinburgh, I expect. And happy World Fringe Day to you. And we'll get this up.
Happy World Fringe.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.